Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to my recap of the season 2 finale of Queen Sugar. Blue, I love that little boy. Blue is in the garden and he knows something's wrong. He tells Kenya, I heard somebody say some bad words like that damn girl, and I think they were talking about mommy. I hate to see him sad or frustrated or confused. Like, I love that child. Aunt Vi comes out and joins him in the garden. And Aunt Vi made it clear last episode. Like, you know, Ralph Angel told her what Darla told him, or a version of it, because Darla said, like, he might not be yours. And then Ralph Angel went and announced to the family, Blue's not my child. Can we get a DNA test? Do DNA tests not exist in Louisiana? Vi is going with the information that Ralph Angel shared. And Vi is like, you know, like, I hear you. There may not be a biological relation, but this is my baby. Nova is down at the farm. She's sitting with a reporter who's interviewing one of the farmers who worked with Charlie's mill. The farmer that worked with Charlie is telling the reporter, like, I didn't have any problems. Darla pulls up trying to get her things from the house. Ma'am, who told you that was a good idea? Nova shut her right down. She was like, oh, this is the house where I'm raising our son. Nova was like, no, this is our house. This is the Bordelon house. You, ma'am, with the ring but no last name, are not a Bordelon. You won't be stepping up in this house, not today. Nova got questions for Darla, but the only question I have I want the entire cast plus Ava plus Oprah. Riddle me this. Why was there no DNA test? Like, before Darla went to Ralph Angel and was like, maybe this isn't your son, why didn't she just go swab the boy down and get some Ralph Angel hair from the brush and go get these people tested so that she wasn't making all this fuss for nothing? And I kind of do get why she would leave Blue with the Bordelons. What I don't understand is Darla's parents. You knew your child was on drugs, was pregnant, and had a baby. You didn't go get your grandchild, because even if you weren't sure if the kid was these random men that Darla had sex with, or it was Ralph Angel's child, you didn't know Ralph Angel until y'all showed up after 7 years. You didn't know the Bordelons. Now, luckily, they were decent people and were raising the boy in a safe and secure and loving environment, but you didn't know. Mama was sending checks to Aunt Vi, but she didn't know Aunt Vi. You didn't go get your grandbaby? You never came down to check on your grandbaby? Something wrong with them people. Darla has challenges that she needs to overcome. But that apple ain't fell far from a really fucked up tree. No wonder Darla left Blue without Vi. We'll get to that. We're going to get to that. Darla carries herself over to Hollywood and Vi's house. She sees them playing in the yard with Blue. Her world, as she's known it, has completely collapsed. The weight of what she's done and the consequences she's paying for it are finally hitting her. And she just has a full Detective Carver just lose her damn mind in the car. She just has like one of those primal screams. Hollywood and Vi are playing with Blue in the yard. Darla's car is in the distance. It ain't but so many people in this town. Y'all didn't hear Darla's car pull up. Y'all didn't see Darla's car pull up. Y'all didn't hear Darla screaming at the top of her lungs in the car. I mean, the windows were up, but that's only but so much of a barrier. It's like she wasn't even there. And I think she knew that it was like she wasn't even there. But in that yard, Hollywood and Vi and Blue unbothered. Vi is sitting on the porch talking to Blue, halfway flirting with Hollywood. We've seen this before. Y'all gonna go have a brown sex as soon as Blue goes down for a nap. Hollywood is helping Blue fix a bike, and he gets a phone call. And that phone call scared me because Hollywood looked so worried, and I couldn't tell if he was getting good news or bad news. As it would happen, he got his settlement from the oil rig, and it was 3 times as much as they were expecting. Hollywood went to Vi and was like, we rich! And the only thing I could hear in my head was that damn Dave Chappelle skit. We rich, bitch! That's what I heard in my head. I'm the worst. Hollywood came into some good money. And the first thing he wanted to do was take Vi as a wife. Look, when a rich man wants you, girl, Vi didn't just say yes. She said 100 times yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, you get the drift. I cried. I love these people. These are family. Nova throws Hollywood and Vi an engagement dinner at the house. Remy swings through the dinner. He says Charlie can't make it because she's like having conniptions at the mill with everybody pulling out. After the dinner, Hollywood and Vi have departed, And Remy and Nova are hanging out in the kitchen. He's helping her clean up. Nice gentlemanly thing to do. But they just have this real uncomfortable situation. They start talking about Vi in Hollywood and how that kind of love is hard to come by. He puts his hand over hers, and then they have that hug that lasts like 2 seconds too long. Remy rolls out and he's like, oh, I gotta go check on your sister. And Nova, after he leaves, she looks like, wait, what? And I'm like, did I overthink that? And I'm like, no, because I know strange when I see strange. And that was some strange. No, ma'am. That is your sister's man. And sir, that is your lady's sister. Y'all can't be doing that. I don't like that. Speaking of Charlie, she's been having a day. The Landrys and the Boudreaux, they spread all these rumors and they've driven all the farmers away. Charlie's pissed. She marches herself over to Jacob Boudreaux's office and she gives him a piece of her mind. He is shook, but he also tells Charlie that, you know, I think you're intrigued by me and I'm intoxicated by you. Your family used to own her family. You're trying to ruin her business. You're spreading lies about her. At every turn, you're trying to block her blessings. And then you tell her you want some of her brown sugar. Get the whole out. Sir, no. Charlie reads him his filthy rights and was like, I want no parts of you. I will destroy you. They have a whole banter and then Charlie walks out. But this is not done. For him, this is, like Charlie points out, it's a game to him. He wants Charlie's meal and he also wants Black Charlie in his bed. That's that. After more people pull out, Charlie gets to doing her scheming. Ralph Angel comes by the house and Charlie's like, I got a plan. Ralph Angel's like, oh, you want to be the Godfather. You want some cocaine cowboys type business. He's like, I'm good. I got you. Let's do it. Later, Charlie's hanging out at the mill and I'm pretty sure she was trying to avoid Remy. Remy pops up and he's like, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to help you fix this. I'm going to do that. And Charlie's like, nah, bruh, I got it. I got a plan. And Remy's like, okay, well, what is it? And Charlie doesn't want to share with him anymore. Remy's been very helpful, but Remy's also been very, like every time Charlie has an idea, he tells her, well, that's not what you should do because this is how the community is going to perceive it. It's everything from where she should live to the type of event she should plan to how she should fix things. And it's very well-meaning and well-intentioned, I think. But, bruh, that ain't your meal. I usually agree with the things that Remy suggests to Charlie because Charlie can be very calculating and sometimes she can be very emotionally dense. But yet and still, it's her and she wants to make decisions and Remy's always stepping in the way to be like, well, you shouldn't do that. You should do this. And this time is no different. Charlie says, I have a plan and this is what I'm going to do. And Remy's like, no, you shouldn't do that because the community and because this. And I think at some point, Charlie just wants him to be like, okay, I trust you. You have a vision. You have a plan. Let's go with you as opposed to whatever I come up with that I lightly pressure you into going along with instead. Charlie was like, look, this is my plan. Either you trust me or you don't. And Remy was like, I don't, and walks out. I think they actually might be done. The truth of the matter is he said he didn't trust her and he walked out on her. He never wants to listen to her. So Nova's at home typing up some op-ed about Trump. She typically reports pieces. She doesn't do opinion pieces. So this is a little out of her comfort zone, as she mentions to her editor when she sends the piece. He responds back immediately and was like, this is the best thing I've ever read. Emphasis on ever. And then he tells her that it's not going to be on the op-ed section. It's going to be on the front page above the fold. This is really, really big for Nova. I think Nova has always had issues with being bigger than the people around her, being the face of something. Because everyone who meets her is like, oh, you should be on TV. Oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do something bigger. And I get totally how frustrating that could be. So I think in that moment, Nova kind of got what Robert had been trying to tell her. And maybe I'm just inferring all that because I really want Dr. Robert to come back because he was fine. And I think he genuinely wanted the best for Nova. But again, in the same way I was just talking about Charlie and Remy, you got to accept people for who they are and where they are. If that's not what Nova wants, pushing her to want it isn't going to make her want it. It's just going to frustrate her, as you're not seeing me where I am. You're seeing this vision, or you're seeing potential, but that's not where I am. Like, see me. I get it. I wish she would have texted Robert. I'm glad she didn't text Remy. So after his conversation with Charlie, he agrees to be on board with her plan. Charlie tells him, "Thank you for having my back. Just so you know, I also have yours. And I fired Darla, so there's no question about where my loyalty lies." Because Ralph Angel has always had this thing about people being loyal to him and being in his corner. He does it with everybody. But Charlie fired Darla, made it point blank period clear, I'm riding with you. I'm with him. He gets the feeling away, and he decides he's ready to talk to Darla. He goes to the AA meeting. Sponsor says Darla's been staying with her, but Darla left that morning, hasn't been seen since, didn't come to the meeting. You know how Darla is about her meetings and her steps and all that stuff. Ralph Angel goes looking for her, and the first place he goes is to the hoe house. He was like, "I'm looking for light skin, long hair, skinny." She's not at the hoe house. So then he goes searching through the crack houses. Can I tell you that if one of my friends went missing and I thought they were into some like nefarious, like hoeing and using hard drugs, I wouldn't know where to go. I don't know where the hoe stroll is in my city. I also don't know where the crack house is. But he knew. And he went looking, and thank you, God, that Darla wasn't there, because he wasn't prepared to see Darla all strung out, and I wasn't prepared to see Darla all strung out. Like, I was sitting there watching the TV just like, oh no. I wasn't trying to see Darla looking like Diana Ross in Lady Sings the Blues, strung out with her underpanties on, with the what's the little thing, the rubber wrapped around her arm to make the vein pop. Like, I wasn't willing to see that. I'm glad we didn't have to go there. After he goes to, the worst places on earth, he ends up, it's some beautiful pool. Where is this pool? I would like to swim there. I can't swim, but I would like to maybe put on a long dress and pose in front of the pool and the pillars that were around it. I really do need to learn how to swim. That's a problem for Black people. I want to defy that stereotype. Darla's swimming, and she gets out the pool, and she and Ralph Angel have this much long overdue conversation. Darla tried to ask Ralph Angel about the harvest. "Ma'am, we ain't here for no damn small talk. Like, no, get to it. Why you lied for 7 years, Darla?" Darla starts talking about like the backstory. She's trying to give details about the two dudes. And Ralph Angel was like, "I ain't trying to hear all that." Your boy Ralph Angel was going for that Emmy though. He was like, "Blue is the blood that is in my veins, even if my blood ain't in him." I butchered that line, but it was beautiful when he spoke it. I was moved. Darla said to Ralph Angel, "I deserve whatever you decide." Decide? Girl, ain't no decisions. You done. You lied to the man about him being a father for 7 years. Darla seems shocked that it's over. I genuinely think that Darla didn't think it was going to end. Because she told Hollywood, like last episode, she was like, "Oh, nothing has to change." And Hollywood was like, "What?" I don't think Darla is really all that in touch with how the world works. Somebody on my Facebook page was like, "Oh, I feel like he wasn't really in love with her because he didn't fight for their love." Ma'am, y'all asking too goddamn much. They were like, he should forgive her. He should forgive her. You can forgive someone and still let them sit and cook over on a farm. Darla says to him that she wanted it to be true that he was the father. And Ralph Angel's like, "But it's not true. Who determined this? Where is Maury? Where is a Walmart DNA test? Like, can somebody test this child and this man to see if they are genetically related?" Because we keep talking about this like it's known fact that Blue is not Ralph Angel's biological child, but ain't no test been done. Darla was sitting there. She was like, "Well, okay, if you're going to leave me, but you just can't leave Blue." Wasn't nobody questioning leaving Blue. Darla seemed not to know that if she didn't give Blue to the Bordelons, that she was going to have to fight them. FYI, that's their child. You've been in and out. They've actually been the steady presence in his life with the paper trail. Darla tells Ralph Angel that she's going to go back to DC and keep working on herself. And can he tell Blue goodbye and say that mommy was sick and had to leave to go get better? Why can't you tell him that? You already know that the boy had some issues around abandonment before, and that's why he has his little Kenya doll that is like a replacement you. Now you're going to abandon him again? Say bye. I know it's difficult, but that's your role as a parent. You just gonna roll out and not say bye to your baby? I ain't saying Darla ain't. I'm saying Darla does a lot of ain't things. Charlie, she's hanging out with Bro Boudreaux again. This is part of her scheme, I think. I can never tell with Charlie. She has that same thing that Omari Hardwick has on Power. Always scheming. So when she's talking, I'm not sure if she's lying or she's just saying what she needs to say to get what she wants. Like, that whole scene was weird. Apparently, he's going to buy her mill. They're not going to tell anyone. Charlie's going to be the face of the business and the day-to-day operations. He's going to leave the black farmers alone. He agrees to this. And then he was like, well, you know, we're going to do some business. But what about the bedroom? And Charlie entertains it. I don't know exactly what Charlie's plan is, but I can't wait to see it play out. So this final scene might be the best of the season. It might maybe the best since Ernest passed away. Ralph Angel picks up Blue from Hollywood and Vibes, where he's been all day. He's strapping him into the car seat when Blue wakes up, and he's real confused because he knows something is up, and it's more than just, oh, it's harvest time and Dad has to do XYZ. Blue is just really confused, and Ralph Angel does have some emotional intelligence. He picks up on it, and he's like, Blue, where did you think I was? And God, that little boy, he's like, I didn't know. So they have this conversation about the origin of Blue's name. Aunt Vi, Violet, a color, Blue, a color. Blue's name rhymes with Ralph Angel's mother's name. Ralph Angel's mother and Vi are the two women in his life that have loved him and supported him unconditionally. He wrapped all that together and decided to call Blue Blue, because blue is the sky, blue is the ocean, blue is everything good. It's a beautiful scene. They're both wearing blue. The colors in the car are all blue and purple. Beautifully shot, beautifully directed, beautifully acted. That was just a beautiful, beautiful moment of television. I sat there with tears streaming down my face. The love that he has for Blue and the love that Blue has for him, family bonds are more than just genetic. It was a really beautiful hour and a half of TV, but that final scene just knocked it out the park. So that is season 2. That is the season 2 finale of Queen Sugar. Let me know what you thought of the finale. Let me know what you thought of the season. Thanks for tuning in, as always. Thanks for subscribing. If you have not, please do. That's that. And thanks for watching. And